All right, we are live. Let me get the overlay up. Okay, we're here. And, well, this is the second last stream of the season. The regular season, at least for me. I don't know why my eyebrow is doing that. Is that shadow? Is that an illusion? I don't know. That's really driving me nuts. I don't know what's going on here. Hang on. I think it's a shadow. Yeah. Okay. All right, we're live after the little eyebrow debacle. We've actually got 6 games left in the year, but this is the second last stream. We'll do a game against Orlando, the fellow Florida team in the NBA. We'll be doing a stream for that next weekend, but that is the last one. Today is a big game for a number of reasons. If you're looking at the Hawks, well, they're basically at 500. They're actually in reach of bypassing the Miami Heat for that 7 spot, which is interesting. I don't think people really saw that one coming. But in terms of us winning the game today, what that does for the standings, the Heat are not playing today, I do think. Amazingly enough, I think there's like 12 games on, but the Heat aren't playing. They've got 1 game extra. They've played 1 extra game. They've played 77. We've played 76. If we win today, we're 2 games ahead of the Heat. What that'll do is it'll actually mean that the Heat will require, an extra game in that to bypass us. So they'll need to make up a 3-game deficit in the final 5 games, which is very, very difficult, given how few games there are left in the season. That basically means if we can still go sub 500 in the final 5 games, if we win today, and the Heat will still need to win every single one of their games. Boys, welcome to the stream. But yeah, no, it's a very important match today. We have had a mixed bag of results in recent memory. We did beat the Houston Rockets. It wasn't convincing at all. It was pretty much neck and neck the whole game. And then we decided to score 9 threes in the last quarter, which is pretty staggering stuff. So I believe that's a last quarter record. And who would have thought it's going to be us that does it? But a very streaky team we are. We need to seriously just be awake from the get-go. Let me just get the feed up. Yeah, so, I mean, if we look at the starting 5, which is not currently on your screen right now, it's basically the same. You can see the Hawks, well, you saw it for a split second before ads decided to intercept. DeAndre Hunter is out. And for the Nets, we've got Ben Simmons out. I don't know why it's taking up that much space. But aside from that, we have 2 fully fit rosters to watch today, which is going to be good fun. I've completely forgotten my Bluetooth headset, which is just great news, but I can't be really asked getting it now. So we'll have to run with the wide setup. But no, there's some really big games today. New York, Cleveland, that is a big game as well. As much as, we're 2.5 games back from the Knicks. We're only 2.5 games back from the Knicks. We still could get in that 5 spot. If the Knicks lose today, the Nets win. It's only a 1.5 game deficit we need to make up. And the Knicks obviously are missing Randall for the rest of the season, you would assume. So it makes it very, very interesting in the run home what, the team's going to look like. The standings are going to look like. And that goes for the West as well. I mean, it's been well documented how close that race is basically the whole season. The Suns are only half a game ahead of the Clippers in the 5 spot. There was a larger gap. They do have KD back for those final games. So It's going to be a very interesting run home. If we would have lost to Houston, I would have checked out. Looks like we're winning. Atlanta won their last game. I mean, yeah, it's all speculation at this point. We don't actually know who's going to win, who's going to lose. It's a bit of a tough one to really anticipate. If there's one player I'm really scared of today, it's Bogdanovic. He always seems to have a really big game off the bench. The Hawks are starting Sadiq Bey, I would assume, as replacement for what's his name? DeAndre Hunter. Yeah, but Bogdanovic is my worry. Basically, because yeah, last game, I mean, we've had really close games with the Hawks. Every single game has been decided by under 4 points or 4 points and under. The last time we played them, we lost on a game winner by Trae Young. The game before that, we won by 1, and the game before that, we won by 4. So, it's good vibes at the moment. It's going to be good vibes today, I assume, because, you know, it's a big contest. There's going to be a lot of energy in the room. Whether those good vibes translate to a win, I've got no idea. You don't really know what you're going to get from this Nets team, but this is the reason I'm scared of Bogdanovic. The last time we played the Hawks, we had 4 players score 20 or more, but Bogdanovic, you know, he scored 22 in the game. If we look at the previous, where we won by a point, Bogdanovic had 14 on really good 3-point shooting. And then in the first game, I don't think he was as good. No, he was. He scored 31 points on 7 of 9 from 3. So every game this season, he has scored above 20. Well, in 2 of the games. But, like, he's very... You know, I'm not going to be surprised if he has a big game. Spencer Dinwiddie is actually averaging the second most assists in the last month in the entire NBA. I'm not talking about just exclusively the East or anything of the sort. He is actually second in the NBA for dimes behind James Harden. Crazy stuff, to be quite honest with you. So, I'll tell you what, the only thing I'm a bit confused with is starting Dorian. I'll tell you what, like, Royce has had a really good run of form. Whether you think that Royce is going to play better in the starting 5 is a pretty tough question to answer. Will it actually benefit the team? Will it actually be a detrimental to Royce's good run of form? I'm not too sure. But here we go. So, last game, Cam Johnson, really good. 33 points. Mikal, despite being a bit slow out the gate, had 27, I think. Spence had 20 and 11. Yeah, I mean, we're getting some good contributions, but in that game against Orlando, it was the complete opposite. Dorian Finney-Smith and Spencer Dinwiddie, I think, combined for 1 of 15 from the field or something. Absolute nightmare. Alrighty. Let's hope we don't get something similar today, because if we do, I think we're screwed. But we can only hope for the best. I would much prefer I don't manifest another 1 from 15 kind of performance in this game. It's an important one. We need everyone to show up. Richard Jefferson is trying to open alcohol on camera. That is the funniest Funniest shithousery. Opening some Irish whiskey on the broadcast. You don't blame him. I mean, sometimes alcohol got to get you through Nets games, but I mean, hopefully we don't need to get to such a last resort. All right, here we go. Nets in the statement jerseys, hoping to make a statement today. Hawks win the tip. I got the statement jersey on because I was thinking the same thing, or the same mindset. We're underway though, and the Hawks are going to get into a set. Capella's got an open look under the basket, and he throws it down. Nice and early. Sorry, just readjusting the mic. Okay, we're good to go now. We're going to get into a set. That was a pretty poor start defensively, but Doe's going to get it here and see if we can fuel something from offense. On offense. Bridges at the elbow. That is well short. And the rebound by Collins. Trae Young is picked up by McCall. The switch. Clacks. Turnover. It actually came off the side of Clacks and into the lap of Doe. Got his feet muddled up and blew the layup. He didn't even hit the rim, but Clacks ends up with the board. And with 11 to shoot, McCall is going to let the clock wind down a little. Bridges didn't get the angle and a miss. Hawks in transition. Sadiq Bey is open in the corner. The three in rhythm is off. And a rebound by Doe. So Dinwiddie is going to find Bridges. Once again, he's going to back down Trae Young this time. Identify the weak spot in the defense. Now Clacks, he traveled. And a couple pretty poor possessions by the Nets. I mean, we haven't really gotten anything that looks rhythmic, if that makes any sense. A lot of travels. Doe's layup attempt was pretty dire, if I'm going to be quite honest. But let's start with the defense. But it's a foul plus one. DeJounte Murray scores for two on the reverse, and Clacks, I believe there was contact on possibly the arm, but he was definitely falling to the floor, so you can make a case for that as well. So Murray at the free throw line, it's 4-zip. And it's still 4-zip with a miss. Mr. Whammy having a sizable effect. Impact, should I say. Dinwiddie to the corner for Doe. Clacks, Spence, bounce past the Clacks, who rolls, but held back a little bit. We got 4 to shoot. It's good defense by the Hawks. Clacks over Capella, and he soared to the rim. It was a good roll by Clacks. He was basically making that possession with all that off-ball movement. Otherwise, it didn't seem like we were going to really get anything on that one. Trae Young did not shoot the step-back three over Clacks. You know what he does to offensive players. He worries the shit out of him. Collins misses the runner. Johnson was firm and well-grounded. And now the Nets through Bridges. The shot over Bay is smooth. And that is probably the first clean bucket we've had. It's taken about 3 minutes to do so, but haven't been punished too much on the defensive end. Murray is short on the three. Bridges with a very disciplined closeout. Dinwiddie. Doe on the catch. Got it! Let's get this bread. 7-4. Little 7-0 run by the Nets after conceding the first 4. Trae Young picks up his dribble, shoots, and airballed it. And then Capella somehow, I mean, the miss was that bad that Capella was in prime position. And, well, he didn't even make it, but Bridges got the bounce! Oh, that is lucky. It looked like it was going to be incredibly long. But the basketball gods were with us and willed that ball into the basket. 10-0 run. And now we have a side out on the Hawks end. But, yeah, the Hawks have, well, after a decent enough start, we've, you know, finally started to make some shots, which is, I mean, it's imperative to winning a game of basketball, but we needed that. Capella is... Oh, wow. Are we playing... No, we're not playing small ball. I thought we had already sent Clax to the bench. It wouldn't have made a lot of sense. So, Collins missed the corner 3, but Bay back-tapped it. And now Trey Young. 1-2. 3 is well off. And the Nets will push the pace. Dinwiddie will wait for reinforcements. Clax had to pick up his dribble after being interrupted. But Johnson, after getting the pass from Clax, or getting the ball from Clax, is able to knock down the mid-range. So a 12-0 run after conceding the first 4. Murray gets by Bridges. Driving kick. Collins wide open. The 3 is short. Or wide, should I say. Johnson in transition. Euro! It's off. There's no foul, but we get the offensive board. Dinwiddie, the kick out of Johnson, who relocated. And it's off. So some good looks there. As much as Johnson was basically a non-factor for half that second possession, it actually worked out well. Hawks keep it alive. After the initial miss, Bay doesn't even hit the rim. And the Hawks cannot buy a bucket. We need to capitalize on this. Because I can't help but think the Hawks are going to get on a run at some point in this game, which could be pretty impactful. But we're going to get a timeout here by Jacques Vaughan. He has obviously seen something that I haven't. We've got our first timeout of the game. With 6 minutes and 48 seconds to play. It's been a pretty good start, I have to say. Very pleasant start. If you've just gotten here, welcome to the stream, my friends. Hope you're all doing excellent. Right now, yep, it is 12-4. The Nets have, well, I mean, I wouldn't put it down to our defense being good. I'd say that the Hawks just have really struggled when shooting. Full stop. I mean, it's not really rocket science, to be quite honest with you. But overall, like, conceding 4 points in 5 minutes is pretty damn good on any day. But the Hawks, I mean, not shooting the ball very well at all. They've taken a lot of threes as well. They are shooting abysmal. Absolutely abysmal. For the Nets, it's a bit of a different story. We've seen a few more go through the basket. We're shooting 5 of 10. The rebound number, we're winning that battle, of course, because, I mean, there's a lot of rebounds to get when the opposition you're playing is missing a crap ton. And we've also hit a couple threes, which is good. But I would like to see a little bit more, like, in terms of capitalizing on the Hawks' early shooting woes, because, yeah, I mean, this isn't going to be sustainable. Just like it's not sustainable to shoot 70% from the field, it's not sustainable to you know, shoot 17% from the field, if you know what I'm saying. Trey Young has been bad in this game. I wouldn't say... I wouldn't make judgments about players too early, because that's going to age incredibly poorly. Mark my words. Trey Young, because you said that, is now going to have a good game. If we lose now, I will remember that. Damn, Mikal Bridges in the month of March averaged 28 points. Well, I mean, over there it's still March, but 28 points. Third most by a net all time in a month. I would assume it's behind KD and Kyrie. That's going to be my assumption there, but crazy stuff. And like Mikal, yeah, Mikal's never been, like, he's never had this responsibility, but it's been so seamless. Oh, Mikal's just turned it over on a, well, that is killer, because, well, you've just come out of a timeout and turned the ball over. Like, We drew something up, and we've also, you know, the Hawks have got a little bit of momentum now. Dinwiddie misses the scoop. You know, that could be a very valuable turnover for the Hawks in terms of forcing him. Bay down the middle. Block by Doe. Piss off. Get out of here. Not in Doe's house. And if Doe wasn't going to get it, I think Clax was right there ready to swoop as well. Actually, no, he was never going to get there. Would I want Kyrie back? No. I'm done with the drama, my friend. Dayron's in the game, who's had a pretty good run of form. Bogdanovic, who's also in the game, scores the 2 for the Hawks. Yeah, no, I'm just done with drama, my friend. I don't care what ability Kyrie offers on the court. I'm just done. Oh, that's an excellent find by McCall, but Dayron wasn't able to score the alley-oop. And the Hawks will go the other way. DeJounte on the drive. Got by Bridges. Good work by Dayron. Both DeJounte and Dayron hit the turf pretty firmly. And, well, it ends up counting in the books as a turnover for the Hawks. Johnson got by Capella, exploited the mismatch, and the two-handed throwdown. Doe is 7 rebounds? Shit. Are you for real? Sheesh. Man, the Hawks are playing like arse from the field. They are shooting 25% from the field. And yet we're only up 6. So, I can't help but think we probably needed to capitalize a little bit more. We're being pretty careful with the basketball for the most part. Play resumes, and DeJounte is going to take on Dayron. No, he's not. He's going to pass to Bogdanovic in the corner. Good contest, but Bogdanovic with the excellent bounce pass. It was almost like a hot potato in there. With the quickness in which he was able to get the ball off, and the Hawks got an easy 2 under the basket. Another turnover, and Dayron, man, he's got butterfingers, bro. Murray, the pull-up 2 is good, and now the Hawks have, they're starting to get into a little bit of a rhythm after being in quite a slump for a good 5 or so minutes. Dinwiddie, the driving kick, the skip pass to Bridges in the corner, that's off. Dayron does well on the glass, fought for it, and needed to be careful he didn't give away a foul. In doing so, the Hawks end up with it, and now Collins backs down Bridges, the driving kick. Or it's not a driving kick, but Bay on the catch and shoot 3 is good. The Hawks are back in front. I'm a little bit all over the place with my play-by-play today. Hawks on a 7-0 run. The reason the lead is diminished is because of the turnovers. Bridges on the catch and shoot 3 responds. And Johnson with the feed. CJ's been pretty good with his passing tonight thus far. Murray the pull-up 2 again. That is fluent. And it is tied at 17. So Dinwiddie, Royce to Bridges. Goes baseline. The opening was there. He wanted a foul. He didn't get the whistle. And I reckon he has a case because... Oh my god, are you fucking serious? Murray... I mean, Royce was borderline in his landing room and he still drilled the contested 3. But, like, McCall isn't missing layups that badly. Oh my god, another open 3 for Bridges. Bogdanovic was napping. And another 3 for Bridges. Ties the game again at 20. We've had quite a few ties in this game. Getting ready to check in. Now, not getting ready to check in was Johnson and Okongwu. They're both heading back to the bench with 2:50 to play. Dayron in a switch, picking up Collins. Bogdanovic, good roll by Collins. Royce did all right there to hold his own, but it's going to be a foul. And it's also going to be a timeout to go with. But, man, like, McCall blew a wide open layup. I guarantee he wouldn't have done that if he wasn't fouled. Mikal does not get the superstar whistle. As much as he gets to the free throw line, he doesn't get the whistle he deserves. Let's have a look at the box score, people, ladies and gents. If you are enjoying the stream thus far, make sure to show your support on it and get it pushed out to more people who want to see it. And subscribe if you are new. We will be doing... I want to do a Cam Thomas video before the postseason. And that'll be an analysis kind of video. And we've got the Orlando game that we're covering with a watch along. Aside from that, I don't really know. It depends on, first and foremost, if we make the playoffs, not the play-in, the playoffs, and from there I'll be able to see which games I can actually stream and do watch alongs for, and which games, I can't. That is the box score situation. Mikal has scored more than half our points, which is a little bit of a concern this early in the game. We've hit 4 threes, which is good, but the Hawks have now found their shot. They have had 5 more shots, which is a little bit of a concern. They've gotten 9 from Murray. We've done well to, contain Trae Young, who got sent to the bench early for the lack of impact he was having. Doe already has 6 rebounds and 3 points. So, I mean, that's basically what I ask for from Doe. But can't help but think that we missed the opportunity to really, get a bit of cushioning in this first quarter with the amount of shots the Hawks were missing. Amy, much appreciated. I'm on fire. I don't think I am, to be honest. I think I was in December, January when the Nets, equally were on fire as well. Yeah. Now we've, as life has sort of put a stranglehold on the amount of streams and uploads I put out, things are sort of slowed down. But when the season kicks back in, kicks back off, should I say, I'll be back on it and ready to post as regularly as I was at the same time last season. Collins is at the free throw line. It's going to be 2 shots for him. He made the first one. Have you seen Jaylen Brown's situation? He does not want to be there. Jaylen would be a great fit on the Nets. The second free throw was off by Collins, by the way. I would like to see Jaylen Brown. Jaylen Brown and Mikal, what a duo. And they're about the same age, so the timelines really line up. Joe is in the game. He missed the 3 to give us the lead back. So 5 on the floor is Dayron, Dinwiddie, Royce, Mikal, and Joe. Bogdanovic shoots over Dayron. The 3, I mean, as soon as he released it, I knew exactly what the outcome was going to be. Dinwiddie, driving kick. Royce to Joe on the catch again. Got it this time. And Joe has, evidently looked a lot more comfortable and a lot less clunky on those 3-point attempts. He's been pretty solid from the field. DeJounte again with another mid-range. He's getting what he wants, giving him way too much space. He's just comfortably pulling up in the mid-range. Dinwiddie, he's going to play a bit of ISO ball, and he bricks the 3 after shooting over Okongwu in transition. Bogdanovic to the trailing Murray. They have made their last 6 field goals, so it would be nice if we could actually... No, it's not going to happen here. I knew immediately DeJounte just blew right by Dayron. And another easy bucket. We cannot afford to switch with Dayron on the floor, man. Mikal. So we close in on the final 60 seconds. Bridges over Collins. Contested. That's good. And it doesn't ever seem to be a problem for Mikal Bridges. He's got double figures already, much like DeJounte. Collins for 3 on the catch. That was a bad miss, but such a bad miss that Okongwu was in prime position. That's happened a couple times today, where the miss is that bad that the Hawks actually, despite being in a pretty bad spot, still get the rebound. And we had to foul under the basket with no one really putting themselves in, well, in between the Hawks player and the basket. So Okongwu with the free throw line. The first one is good. He got the roll. We're going to see a change here. Dayron will head to the bench for Clax. Gabriel, hope you're doing well, my guy. Nice to see you again. Much like everyone else who, has rocked up today. We have not, well, we didn't stream all week, as is, well, that's going to be the case next week as well, which is a bit of a shame. Going into a really important run of games. I wish I could cover them. I wish I was more available, and I wish the games were much, much later, because that's one of the reasons why I can't cover any of the games. Dinwiddie off the window. That was a bad miss. Johnson was present and forced a pretty rash shot. So we're down 5. And the Hawks will hold for 1. The defense has really tailed off in the back end of this first quarter. And as I say that, DeJounte Murray's picked up by Seth Curry. Griffin on the catch. Good sidestep. And the 3 is smooth. So after the Hawks missed about, well, they were 4 of 16 from the field, they've still managed to score 33 in the first quarter, which is a little bit of a concern that a team can go on a slump and still score that much. Oh, for God's sake. Good find by Dinwiddie. Clax, it just went through the hands on the alley-oop. I mean, it was there for the taking. Oh my God, that was nearly a make at half court by Johnson. That's Jalen Johnson for the Hawks. That's the quarter over. And it hasn't been a really good start for the Nets. I'm going to be quite honest with you. I think we've lacked... Well, on the defensive side, I think it's been pretty poor. I'm going to say. I think it's been pretty poor. If we look at the box score, you can see that McCall's been the only guy on offense, really. But look, we've scored 25. I wouldn't say that's as big of an issue as the defense is. You can see how we're shooting the ball. It's pretty good. There's been quite a few turnovers in there. Spencer Dinwiddie really needs to get into the game. I mean, only 2 dimes, not a make from the field. And the shots haven't really been that smart. So he's got to be looking to use his pace a little bit more. I don't know why Clax has only played 6 minutes in the first quarter. That's a really questionable decision by whoever thought that was a good idea. I mean, Dayron's nearly the same amount of minutes and been absolutely cooked on defense. The Hawks, as we said, they were 4 of 16 at one point in the first quarter. They ended up scoring 9 of their last 12. They've already shot 13 3-pointers, which is quite insane if you think about it. And it's been DeJounte Murray. So as much as we've had a 13-point scorer on one end, it's been negated by a 13-point scorer on the other end. And even with Trae Young not even scoring a point, John Collins not scoring a point, they are still, well, they've still found ways to get some offense. And right now we're being punished for that really poor end to the quarter on defense. And I don't know, like, Jacques Vaughn is a supposedly more defensive-minded coach, and he is... What's the word? He's a more defensive-minded coach. We've got a group of defensively-minded players, but our defense sucks. At some point, you've got to really analyze the scheme. I mean, I recognize it's the back end of the season. You can't really make adjustments. But, I mean, that switching defense is a load of rubbish. Like, Dayron getting matched on DeJounte Murray, who is cooking. Why would you even put yourself through that? I want to see Moses Brown. I'm going to go against your opinion on that one. I don't want to see Moses Brown. I do like the acquisition. I do think he could be a long-term piece. That's provided we hold on to him beyond the 10-day contract that he's currently on. But yeah, I don't know, man. Clacks to Royce. The 3 was not on. Seth Curry. Oh, wow. Royce for 3. Rainbow jumper. Seems like everyone but McCall is shooting at a worse percentage since coming to the Nets. Well, it doesn't seem like it. Facts are there to back that one up. And it's been a significant drop-off. Excellent alley-oop by the Hawks. Okongwu with the finish after Bogdanovic sent it up there. I absolutely hate this. Seth Curry scores a 2. Nice little spin move to get a little bit of separation. But I am so against Curry playing over Sumner, man. I mean, the last game we did a watch-along for was Nets Heat, and Sumner, you know, was nothing but beneficial to the team. He provided the exact level of energy we require. And Seth Curry, he's a different kind of player. I'm not going to slate him for that, but we need players that can do more. Or, like, provide those more intangible things that sometimes we really lack. That being said, Seth Curry scored 2 on our end. Curry is going to actually pick up a foul here. He has no idea what for. Let's have a look. Have a look. Oh, that is rubbish. He didn't touch him, bro. But yeah, Seth Curry, like, Trae Young has been nothing but a negative in this game. He hasn't made a shot, and defensively is getting spit roasted. He's getting eaten alive, basically. Bogdanovic makes the first at the line. That was a load of rubbish, that free throw. Bogdanovic just yelled and was able to get a call. I mean, if that's the kind of power and authority you're going to have over the refs, well, then it's just game over for the league, isn't it? Bogdanovic makes both. We'll get into a set. Like, I just don't know why Sumner's not on the floor. Even Utah, man. Curry again, the pull-up 2. He got it. And he stared down the ref. I don't think he wanted a foul there. Oh, God, that is crap. Oh, my God, that is a load of crap. I don't even know how to describe that to you. Bogdanovic was wide open with about 20 seconds left in the shot clock. Wide open. He missed it, but Johnson blew the putback dunk, and then we've got an over-the-back foul as well, but Johnson missed the initial dunk, but the bounce was so lucky. It actually bounced off the top of the backboard and somehow went in. I mean, there's some things you can't help, and that's one of them. Trae Young is getting harassed by Royce after we committed a backcourt violation, and now Bogdanovic, the roller is Okongwu. He got rid of Johnson, and the 2 points for the Hawks again. Joe on the catch and shoot 3. He didn't hesitate, and that's good. That's very reminiscent of Joe at his best. Bogdanovic to respond, that's off. Okongwu, where the fuck is the foul there? He wants the review. I honestly would have... Okay, yeah, that's a foul. Oh, no, it's not. Oh. They wouldn't overturn that, though. He's got a case, but he's probably not going to get it overturned. I don't think there's substantial evidence to overturn it. Okongwu makes both. I don't remember him being a good free throw shooter, but he's been pretty good. That's not... Oh, yeah. I forgot about the catchphrase. Royce on the catch again. That one rattles out, and the Hawks get the board. Johnson fakes the handoff, and Johnson will pick up the foul. That's Cam Johnson. Jalen Johnson is shooting shots. This is going to be a nightmare to do play-by-play for when you got 2 guys with the same haircut, the same freaking surname. You know what's actually staggering, right? So the Hawks suck as, like, a defensive team. They have not committed a foul in the whole game. Nor have we gone to the free throw line. Obviously, if you haven't been fouled, you're not going to get to the free throw line. But I'm talking in open play as well. The Hawks have not had one foul. That's incredible. 15 minutes into the game. Curry for 3. That's off. Like, that is why I hate Seth Curry, man. That's stagnant offense for you. Well done by Joe, who did well to play zone defense when he had to defend 2 by himself in the corner. Man, we're getting out-rebounded by 9. And we haven't had a free throw. That's the difference in the game right now. Griffin, nice spin, but that's off. The rebound by Clax. That's a good starting point. We've forced a couple minutes or misses in recent minutes. Johnson. He had Joe open for a split second there, but the pass wasn't on. Joe, skip pass to Royce in the corner. He's going to roll it out to Curry. That wasn't great. He skip passes it to the other corner. And we have a foul. That is the first foul of the game for the Hawks. That is exactly what happens when you zing the ball around and make really expansive passes. They're risky, but they pay off if you execute them well. Curry shoots and doesn't get it to go, but Clacks with the offensive board. He's trapped. Nice little pass over the shoulder. Royce behind the back. The spin move and the push shot is good. And I don't think Royce can do that too often, but I'll take the bucket where we can get him. Trae Young is just getting lost on defense, though. I mean, Seth Curry that screen is doing wonders every single time Seth Curry gets the ball. Trae Young blew the layup. Clax came out of nowhere and blocked the shit out of that. And now Johnson in transition. Royce into the paint. Clax, body bump. Foul, shots. And we're finally going to the free throw line. It's not the guy I really want at the line, but we'll take those. Well done by Joe. And yeah, Clax out of nowhere. The free throw is well short by Clax. I mean, when you haven't been to the free throw line all game, you know, shoot around was a long time ago. So you're getting back into a rhythm at the free throw line. Once you start to get to the free throw line, the rhythm returns and you can get into a little bit of a cycle. But 17 minutes into the game and only our first free throws just now. I mean, we're shooting the ball much better. So once we can actually be a little bit more aggressive at the line, that'll be great. But Clax getting to the line, but not capitalizing. 2 misses from 2 shots there. And we come up empty on that possession. Trae Young. Well harassed by Royce, but an excellent skip pass to the corner. That's off though. Royce, oh, for fuck's sake. He did not see Sadiq Bey behind him. And Trae Young, we're very lucky. He just cannot shoot for his life right now because he's missed another wide open shot. And then Royce with the tip. And it's going to be Hawks ball when we return. We've got a timeout. But Royce doing behind the back passes or behind the back moves in the backcourt is not the way. Just get the ball across half court, man. We're very lucky we didn't get punished on that. And to really quantify how bad Trae Young is playing right now, let me just show you something. Trae Young is 0 of 5. He's got straight donuts in everything. Every single category. I'll even extend it for you to show you that he is 0. 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. 1 turnover. That's the only thing he's done this game is a negative 10 amongst a sea of Hawks players who are, in the positive in the starting lineup. Even the bench is in Even the bench is all in the positive. Trae Young is the only reason why they are not winning by more right now. I mean, John Collins is 0-4 as well, but he's done a little bit more, I guess. He's scored a solid 1 point. You know, 1 point is better than no points. But Trae Young has just been a traffic cone on defense. Hawks are shooting it poorly, but it's those free throws, man. They're 9 of 11, and we've been to the line twice. We're shooting 7 of 13 from 3, above 50% from the field. The Hawks are shooting it. They've had 18 threes and only made 4, and they're still winning. It's because they've looked after the ball. They've had 10 offensive rebounds already, and on our end, well, it's a bit of a different story, and we've had 6 turnovers. So a lot of things that are in our control that we can fix, we just haven't done well enough. Let me just... I need to up the brightness here. There we go. That's better. Okay. So when we return, it'll be Hawks ball on the side. It's a 6-point game. Okay. So it looks like Bridges is going to return. Ivan, it's been a while, my friend. Hope you're doing well. Good evening to you. Good evening. It's only 11:17 in the morning here, but good evening. Okay. If you are enjoying the stream, make sure to let us know, number one, first and foremost, and then actually indicate your liking for the stream by liking it. Pressing that button. DeJounte with the spin, that was pretty, but it was short. So Nets have McCall back in the game. They also have Doe back in the game. We're playing a small ball 5. As the Hawks play a Kongwu at the same position. Bridges with the bounce. This one is crucial. Winning means a great result. Well, yeah, we were talking about the importance of winning before. Good defense. Trae Young nearly turned it over. Somehow chased it up. And now a step back 3. That is off. Rebound Johnson with the one hand. He palmed it. And now the Nets in transition. Royce blew the fucking layup. And then Johnson pickpockets. And now we have the numbers. Doe is wide open for 3. And he fucking blew it. I mean, when you got the numbers, you have to drive it and just exploit the extra player you got at your disposal. We had Cam Johnson open. He did well to actually bring the Hawks defender with him, but Doe's got to drive that. Joe for 3 on the catch. He got it. Joe's been a sniper. Unbloody believable today, Joe. He has been efficient as hell. 9 points, 3 of 4 from 3. That's where all his points are coming from. The Hawks through Sadiq Bey now. Top of the key. The drive. Royce does well. Bey weaves through. It's going to be shots. Yeah, so you literally... Doe had Cam Johnson and he also had Royce O'Neal. He had Trae Young under the fucking basket. Oh, for God's sake. That is like... I mean, we scored at the end of it because Cam Johnson was able to pickpocket Bey, I believe. But, Doe, you've got to drive that. The man is like 6'7". He had a guy that's 6'1" under the basket. And he had 2 Nets players in reinforcement and shot the 3. Shooting like 25% in this entire Nets tenure. If that's not an indicator to not shoot the 3, then I don't know what is. But that situation, as much as the 3 was there and it was wide open, hell nah. Royce goes to the bench. Dinwiddie back in. So it's the 5 on the floor that started the game. except Joe is in as a replacement for Clax. Bridges one-on-one with Bay. Shoots the three, top of the key, and we had a perfect angle of it. The broadcast basically had a front on camera view, so I could see the entire half court. Not from the broadcast angle, like from the side. Bay actually was standing out of bounds, so it's a turnover. We're starting to get some stops on this side as well, which is good. But the minute Mikal released that shot from top of the key, you knew it was in. So the net's getting into a set here. I've been a bit all over the place with my play-by-play, though. I'm going to be honest. Bridges, oh my god, the strides were incredibly long on that possession. And even though Johnson was right with Mikal, didn't matter. The scoop was basically uncontested. He had the extra step. Hawks, that is a really rash pass. Johnson is trying to pass it from one corner to the other. Johnson was in the way. That's Cam, who is now handling. Sadiq Bey is doing well to hassle. Johnson still got it. And he accelerates to the rim and scores the two off the window. And we've got a timeout. The Hawks have had their hand forced after the Nets have gone on a little bit of a run here. We were down, I believe, 45-37. And since that point, it's been a nice little 14-4 run. And that's how we've gotten the lead back, ladies and gentlemen. Our shooting has been off the charts. It just hasn't been... Like, we haven't been aggressive enough. Points in the paint is, like... Until the last couple minutes, we had, like, 4 paint points. And that really speaks volumes. That tells you a lot. It basically tells the entire story as to why we haven't gotten free throws. Because we haven't been aggressive enough on the drive and haven't been... We've been shying away from the physicality of the game. So, like, that Dorian Finney-Smith three-pointer in transition when it was a 3-on-1 our way and the one was Trae Young, that speaks volumes about the mindset this first half. It hasn't been a mindset where you've really been aggressive enough just driving to the cup. I mean, that could just be a confidence thing with Dorian Finney-Smith, but if we just speak on, you know, about the grander scheme of things, you know, like it's basically the same idea. Like on that specific possession, yeah, it was probably just Dorian's confidence. I don't know what gave him the confidence to shoot the 3 over the layup, but Doe has missed a lot of layups as well that have been really doable. Yeah. But that possession really encapsulates the mindset. Alrighty though, we're in the lead, which is, I mean, every time you're in the lead, it's a win. But I mean, there is a lot of work to do in the second half. There's a lot of things we can rectify. I'm also not thinking Trae Young is going to shoot as bad as he is in this half. Alrighty. If you are enjoying the stream, you know what to do. And subscribe as well. We've got one more stream this season. We'll be trying to do as many post-season game watch-alongs as we can. And we've also probably, at some point, I'll be doing a video on Cam Thomas. It's not really a video that's dependent on timing. Trae Young with the scoop. He blew the layup again. He cannot see one through in this first half. Johnson, top of the key. He's got Capella on him. The step back 3. That's off, but the long rebound to Mikal. Right place, right time. He's going to drive. He lost the ball. And it's going to be Hawks ball. Mikal just lost it as he was going up, and DeJounte was present. So the Hawks, through Trae Young. I think if he is well advised, he won't shoot this. But he does anyway, and the mid-range is good. That's his first bucket of the game. First bucket of the game. Bridges gets by Trae Young. The Euro. Extra feed. Doe! With the poster. That's what happens when you drive. And that's good off-ball movement by Doe as the cutter. We've got a turnover and we've got a foul. The Nets are trying to make a case for... Or saying, where's the... What is it? The take foul? I believe it's called the take foul. Because there was a foul. As soon as we got the rebound, you could make a case for that. I don't think it's going to happen, though. I don't know how they differentiate what's a normal foul and what's a take foul. So, Royce. Oh, my God. Fuck's sake, Royce. Every fucking time, bro. He's so brain dead sometimes. He does that bullshit earlier in the quarter where he does a behind the back and a spin move and gets the bucket, but he also does brain dead passes like that. Bridges on the run, missed it. Doe tried to chase up the board, wasn't successful. Trae Young now in transition. Oh, God. Murray's open in the corner. Johnson with a good closeout. Bay on the catch. Dinwiddie didn't even try contesting. We were just lucky that Sadiq Bey doesn't have his, well, he doesn't have his kicking boots on. Dinwiddie, excellent drive, and he scores through the contact. Not really. He'd bypassed Capella, but he was present. He was right there. It was a good finish, and now the Hawks. Trae Young, Collins rolls. Royce comes over for the help, but Collins scores over the top, and we're tied again at 55. I don't know how many ties we've had and how many lead changes, but I would imagine we're definitely pushing double digits, and we haven't even hit halftime yet. Dinwiddie drives on Trae. That's a good idea. The kick out of Royce is long. The rebound by Doe. Johnson has an open three. That's off. Royce is to chase up the board, but he was already running inward. And so, unfortunately, the change of direction actually cost him. So Trae Young. The roll to Capella. Royce does well in the physicality department, but Capella still gets one up. Well done on the glass. A team rebounding effort. And now in transition, Johnson the Euro. Oh! Sheesh! Oh, the razzle-dazzle, as Iron Eagle would put it. Trae from way downtown, that's long. Such a bad miss. The Bay was there for the offensive rebound, but he missed it. And the Nets in transition. We got the numbers. Doe under the basket. And Doe was playing the role of poacher. And, well, we benefited strongly from that because the Hawks defense hadn't gotten back. Hawks will hold for one. There's like a 1 second difference between shot and game. DeJounte is going to slow the tempo right down. No need to rush. The three top of the key is short. Collins gets the board. And the push shot is off. Slash hook shot. Slash whatever you want to call it. But what a half, ladies and gentlemen. It's been pretty eventful, pretty chaotic, but we have the lead, and that's where you want to be going into the break. We are riding a pretty solid wave of momentum. And look, I don't know what the most successful lineup is today, because we've had, you know, every player has had their, you know, their moments, for good or for bad. I don't know if small ball 5 is the answer. Because obviously we know the effect of a small ball 5 if they can shoot the ball. And Doe basically is a very undersized center that can't shoot at the moment. He's basically like Montrezl Harrell, except the rebounding by Montrez is much better. But look, Doe hasn't been too bad. He's been decent enough he's been decent enough on the glass. I think it's going to be more important that we can crash the glass and get defensive rebounds as opposed to recycling possessions, because that's where the difference is, or one of the big differences are in this quarter. Why has everything gotten so bright now? I didn't realize for like the last 2.5 minutes I had the box score up, but you can see the situation. Why did one of my eyes just blink and not the other? I have no idea. Anyway, you can see the minute allocation is very intriguing going into the third quarter, because you've got Cam Johnson, who's played 21 minutes. I do think he's been a great asset today. McCall has been the clear number one, though. I mean, 4 threes made, 8 of 13 from the field. Would love to see him get to the free throw line, but I do think a 40-point game is imperative by him for us to get the victory. I ran out of breath on that. Dimwitty, I mean, he needs to get into the game. He's had a couple turnovers in there. He's had probably more turnovers than points, if I'm going to be quite honest with you. Let's actually check that number right now, because we can. No, he's had 1 turnover. Turnovers haven't been too bad. We've had 8. We need to get that down. I don't want to see more than 13 by the end of the game. The rebounding hasn't been too bad. The shooting's been excellent, except the free throws. That is the big difference. Only 2 shots. Both have been misses because it's been Clacks that got there. We just got to be more aggressive. I mean, they've had 13 free throws. You know, if you even the ledger out, then you've probably got a good chance of winning. The Hawks, I don't think, are going to shoot that badly in the second half. They've been really abysmal from the field, but it's those offensive rebounds. That is why I stress the importance of plays like Dorian Finney-Smith. Like, I honestly couldn't care less if he gets offensive rebounds. He needs to be one of the pioneers of us getting the defensive rebounds. And we saw that in the back end of the first half. You know, there were stages where the Hawks were getting boards, but there were some team rebounding efforts in there that helped us get it on the second possession that the Hawks had. Turnovers, we did force them in the back end of that quarter, which is probably why the lead is back in our direction. That's one area we needed to even up, which we have. But it's the offensive rebounds and the free throws. Those are the 2 clear metrics that are telling me that this game, well, it's far closer than what it should be. I mean, you know, if the Hawks don't get offensive rebounds, they probably shoot the ball better, right? Because obviously in order to get offensive rebounds, you need to miss a lot. And look, they wouldn't have 52 shot attempts if they made the first shot. If that makes any sense to you. Like, you can see we've had 6 less shots, right? But the crazy thing is we've had 6 less shots and also had 11 less free throws. So we're really shooting ourselves in the foot here. So I can't stress the importance. If the Hawks miss a shot, you just need to get the rebound. You need to box out, and it needs to be a group effort to get that board. Yeah. That's my extractions from the first half. I mean, as I say a lot on this channel, I mean, actually, let's have a look at the Hawks for just a second. You can see Trae Young. I mean, this guy is like a ticking time bomb. This guy's a -20 when they're down 4. They've only got, well, their starting 5 are all in the negative. But look how drastic, like, the disparity between plus minus is for the starting 5 and Trae Young. Like, Trae Young is the difference. He scored 2 points, he's had 1 dime. So he hasn't, like, even though he's missed a lot, he hasn't really facilitated at all. DeJounte Murray's been the clear number one option for them. He scored 15, but he had 13 in the first quarter, and it's sort of like, hit a bit of a wall there. Okongwu with 10. He got to the free throw line a fair bit when Clax was on the bench, even Doe. And Bogdanovic hasn't been as efficient as he usually is against us. So we're getting let off the hook here. A lot of Hawks players, basically aside from DeJounte, are shooting sub 50%. But the key is the offensive rebounds, man. If you can stop the offensive rebounds, you win the game easy. That's also provided the Hawks actually don't start hitting their shots, because if they start making shots, the offensive rebounds, no matter how many they get, it doesn't really matter, because they're shooting 60% from the field, let's say. But the key is you can't drop off. That is the key. If you are enjoying, make sure to show your support on it and on the stream, should I say. You're probably saying, what am I supporting? And sub if you are new, completely optional. There also is a donations button, which I barely make people aware of. But if you really feel the need to donate and help me put back into the channel a little bit more, in other words, pay for subscriptions that I buy so I can make this sort of shit, that'd be much appreciated. But yeah, that's obviously all not obligation. You can do exactly what you want. It is a free platform. And if you want to do, if you're here for just watching the game, then that's also perfectly fine. You don't need to donate money for it. Alrighty, we are... Well, this is probably the biggest second half. And, yeah, I'd say the biggest second half of the season. Because you win this game, and we were talking about this pre-game. If you win this game, that means you go 2 games ahead of Miami in the standings, but it actually becomes 3 because the Heat or the Nets have the tiebreaker over the Heat. So with 5 games left, the Heat making up 3 games, I wouldn't like their chances, to be honest. We can go 2-3 in the final 5, and the Heat still need to win 5 games, which is pretty staggering. They need to win all 5. So they lose 1 minus slip up, and that's it. We will have the 6th spot in. Yeah. So it would start with winning this game, and there's a lot of winnable games in the last 5 games, so hopefully we don't need to rely on the Heat losing. We need to rely on, us being in charge of our own destiny. I think that's the key. Yeah. Man, what the fuck? Jalen Brunson has 33 points in the first half. That's ridiculous. What a high-scoring game, too. The first quarter for the Cavs and the Knicks was 47-42. That was quarter time. Jalen Brunson has already taken 20 shots and scored 33. He's shooting the ball 70% from the field. No, 65% from the field. That is staggering. On the other end, Donovan Mitchell is 26 and Garland's got 18. So that's pretty nuts if you think about it. Yeah. Like, the Cavaliers are shooting 61% from 3, and you think, oh yeah, that's good. The Knicks have made more threes and are basically shooting the same percentage. Like, the Cavs are shooting 57% from the field, and that's not even the best in the game. Because the Knicks are shooting 62.5. Like, that's nuts. And look, I would love the Cavs to actually win this game. That'd be pretty preferable. Other games around the grounds. Let's have a look. The Lakers are playing Minnesota. That is a huge game in the context of the season. For both sides. The Clippers are playing Memphis. That's another big game because both of those two are in the dogfight as well. I don't know who else. What other games are on? San Antonio, Golden State is nothing. Denver play Phoenix. That is an excellent game. Who else? Toronto play Philly. That's got implications for both sides. OKC need to beat Indiana. That's another big game. And Chicago have got Charlotte. So a lot of games that... Like, this is the good thing about the playoff race being so congested. Basically, every game is a must-win for one of the two teams playing, at least. But right now, I just really want Minnesota to beat LA. That's probably the number one result I want to get done. Because I just don't like the Lakers, if I'm going to be quite honest. But big second half ahead. Big second half ahead, ladies and gents. I could not stress that enough. It would have been a hell of a lot more handy if we could actually just or if we could have just beaten the Cavs a week and a half ago. It would have gotten a hell of a lot less complicated. Because even if you don't win today, it wouldn't have been as, you know, as strenuous. At least on the mind, if that makes any sense. That doesn't make sense. What am I fucking talking about? It wouldn't be as, like, worrisome if we lost today. If we could have just gotten the dub against the Cavs and closed that one out. Well, it is what it is. The third quarter is upon us. Not long to go in this little break. Before we see the... Well, we are witness to probably the biggest second half of the year. Second half of the year. Second half of the year? Yeah. Did I even say that the first time? I don't know. Can you tell I'm a little bit rusty in doing this play-by-play thing? This is what being off for a week does to you. Voice crack. Jeez, that was pretty nuts. Oh my god. Okay. Alrighty. Let's see what the assistant has to say. Think it'll be obvious. Connectivity and being tough have been the two points of emphasis, it feels. And a fair bit of praise for Mikal as well. Aki, I believe that's how you pronounce your name. Hope you're doing well, my guy. Welcome to the stream. You seem new, so welcome. And he's also very conscious of Trae Young, because that guy's not shooting 1 of 9 in the second half. Mark my words. And yeah, basically be more physical on the glass. Just being tougher generally. What is Spence doing there? Go for the shot, bro. Spence loves a good mid-range, and he had an open one there. Instead, he's just passed it to the Hawks, basically. Trae gets by Dinwiddie. It's... Oh, God, that was an interesting pass by Trae. The pass wasn't on either. But McCall basically backhanded it out of play, so... It's going to be Hawks in the corner. From the side. Collins on the catch from the inbounds. It's off. And the rebound by Clax. Dinwiddie. Oh my god. Clax. Dumbass foul to commit this early in the quarter. Dinwiddie knocked down the three. Yeah, Clax, I think he extended an arm to really stop Trey from the closeout. Or from closing out on that Dinwiddie shot. Well done by Spence, who nearly had the steal there. Got hands to it. So Capella, Murray, picked up by McCall. I like that assignment change. Murray cross, picked up his dribble. Capella over the top of Doe. That's good. And I don't think they've exploited that nearly as much as they should. Because we are very happy to switch everything, and with that comes a lot of mismatches under the basket. Doe to Clax. Defense collapses. Clax the hook shot. Got the roll. And that was pretty. So Clax with the make. That's his second of the game. DeJounte. Once again, Doe is picking up Capella in the post. DeJounte is short on the mid-range. Clax was contesting that. And now the Nets. Johnson fakes the handoff. He was bumped as he passed it to Clax. It's going to be Nets ball on the side. So, good start to this third quarter, I would say. Hawks haven't really gotten going at the moment. Both teams really easing back in. Johnson in the mid-range. That was smooth looking. The fucking net didn't even move. Bay. Fuck's sake, Clax. You could see from a mile away he was going to be late to that shot contest, and he's hit the ball way too late, well after it hit the backboard, and it'll be goaltending. So Hawks get let off the hook there for what seemed like a miss. Clax passes to McCall. Doe top of the key on the catch. It's off. He made his first shot of the game, and since that point, no threes. Trae Young. Cross. Bay on the catch from the wing. That's off and well boxed out by Clax. Did not give Capella any opportunity there. No form of daylight. So Capella picking up Clax on the outside. Doe had the space. Did not shoot the three. McCall back to Doe. Good screen by Clax to free him up. And Doe does not disappoint. Something he's done quite a lot of in his Nets tenure from the outside, but I mean, that's an important make for Doe, I think. Collins. Well done by the Nets. They forced the steal. Forced the turnover, get the steal, and the Nets had a 4-on-1. And the foul +1. And the Nets get it out to 9. That is a PB. For, if we're talking about leads, this is the best for the Nets on the evening. That's a huge play by the Nets. I think Spencer Dinwiddie tipped the pass that was intended for Trae Young, and then, yeah, we had a wave of numbers pressing ahead to, capitalize on that fast break opportunity. The lead is 10. Trae cross, he got the space, and he scored for 2. That's his second bucket of the game. And I'm keeping track because I think there's going to be a point where there's a significant uptick in the amount of shots he makes. Dinwiddie is fouled by, I believe it was Capella. It's going to be 2 shots for Spence. So the first time anyone not named Clax has gotten to the free throw line. This is only the second trip for the Nets in the entire match. Dinwiddie makes the first to get our lead to 9. The Hawks have only made 6 points in this third quarter. The Nets have made now 12. So I think the main key is stopping Trae Young. Spencer Dinwiddie's got a big assignment here. Trae got right by Dinwiddie. The lob was just a little bit wayward for Collins, a little bit too high, and now in transition, we return the favor! Woo! Oh, that lob was saucy. Clax didn't even have possession, to be quite honest. I mean, Clax basically ushered the ball to the basket. And Dinwiddie did something that Trae Young simply couldn't. And that's find the man who is the aerial lob threat. And, well, you're seeing the difference between two teams right here. We've got about 8 minutes to go in the third quarter. And we have a nice little bit of cushioning here. 12-point lead. And I'm liking the look of things thus far. I mean, there's a very, very long way to go. A very long way to go. But that being said, all signs point in the right direction. If you are enjoying, make sure to let us know in the chat. I also want to know, there's a couple little things I want to ask. The first one, first and foremost, is there anything specifically you want me to add or update for the next season? Or would you be very well and content in the same shit? Like, the exact same appearance? Because sometimes people think that, or YouTubers think that it's necessary to make everything look different every single season. And almost take the word improvement, like, you know, too much. Like, interpret it as if, like, improvement means you need to change everything. It could be something minor, it could be something large. Let us know in the chat, because as I said, I don't know if everything's fine and well, or I don't know if something needs to be updated or fixed. I also, funnily enough, now have a green screen, which I think could be a pretty fun idea next season. The green screen could open up a lot of possibilities and a lot of shithousery, I do feel. Also, the second thing, do you guys want a Nets Awards? Like a Nets Awards show that could be live? I wanted to do something in the mid-season, but we didn't get enough votes. Would you guys like to see an awards show? Lots of different awards. Yeah. Lots of different awards. They could be fan voted. I could do a fan vote and also give my personal award for each award, or, you know, each recipient for each award. Murray does well to maneuver through. There was a little window of opportunity there to get one up, and he scored well off the glass. Adding cheerleaders would be good after each basket. In what way? How on earth would I do that? And in what way? Yeah, because I'm hella confused by that. That's a very open-ended thing. Bro, DeJounte Murray, I think, is a little bit starstruck. He just looked at Mikal Bridges after he hit that corner three as if to say, how the fuck did you do that? I mean, I think my defense is pretty good. How on earth have you scored over me? DeJounte does respond, though, and scores for 2 on the baseline. We're doomed if we got to face the 3rd seed. Hard to stop them in the playoffs. Well, it depends who that 3rd seed is. It'll probably be the Sixers. I'm really excited. If that's going to be the series, we've also got to finish in the 6th spot, by the way. 3 for Cam Johnson. Thing 2 is on fire. Thing 1 is on fire. Life is good. We're shooting over 50% from 3. We've hit, I think, 13 threes. The Hawks are shooting 17% from the same spot. Trey gets through. Oh, that is fucking bullshit. Challenge that. That is an offensive foul and a half. Spence, no chance. Trey Young has initiated the shit out of that. Look at this. Oh, hell no. That's a fucking offensive foul. Challenge the shit out of that, Jacques Vaughn. That is blatant. What on earth do you want Spence to do there? Rubbish. That is the most rubbish fucking call. You should have challenged that. You can save your challenge for down the road, but look, you're sending Trey Young to the free throw line if you don't challenge it. Like, if you're sensible, you would have challenged that. I don't care what time of the game it is. It's 2 points that the Hawks have just scored from a completely bullshit call. So Spence, the high screen by Clax, the driving kick to Doe in the corner. Back out of Spence. Shoots a 3 over the top. He got it! Woo! 15-point lead. It is just quietly blown out to in excess of a dozen. Not the band. You'll see what I did there. If you know, you know. DeJounte driving kick. Collins wide open. He can't buy a bucket. And Clax with a firm rebound. He protected that ball like it was his baby. McCall driving and shot is off. But Clax, excellent resilience. And he's bloody passionate about it. So am I. 17-point lead. The offensive rebound was key there. Capella responds with an alley-oop dunk. Trey with the dime. That's why Ben pulled out scared to face the Sixers. To be fair, Ben has actually, when he played the Sixers when he was actually playing, surprisingly, he actually played some games this year, ladies and gents. He actually stayed with Joel Embiid unbelievably well. I'm not even joking. I think that game where we held the Sixers to 101 in that very first McCall game, one of the first, first games of this new Nets era where we couldn't score 100. What was I going to say? He, I think, held it, Joel Embiid to 1 of 6 when he was guarding him. Like, for some reason, Ben gets in the head of Joel Embiid. I don't know what it is. Clax, after providing the energy that this Nets team needs and letting it all out on the court, he is, he's been sent to the bench. We're running the small ball 5 lineup again. Dayron was pretty poor in his minutes off the bench, so we're running Doe at the 5, which has been one of the go-to strategies for JV when options run dry. McCall chases up the long rebound after the initial Joe miss. And now Royce. Joe with the cut and the layup. Excellent dime by Royce. And the offense is free-flowing right now. 17-point lead. We're already pushing 90 points and we've still got a long way to go in this third quarter. Sadiq Bey goes baseline. The reverse is good. And Joe Harris is like the most deceptive defender there is. Like, it looks like he's actually playing defense when he puts his arm up, but he's doing actually nothing. Like, he has zero impact on the defensive possession. Doe just knocked down a 3 contested, which is something I haven't been able to say for about 15 years. John Collins misses another wide open 3. Royce gets the strong rebound. We push the pace. We get it ahead. McCall was basically walking on... Mate, I don't even fucking know what to say. I'm actually just in awe. This guy was just walking on air. That was slow-mo, to say the least. He's taken a page out of Carl Anderson's book. That was incredibly good. And he scored the reverse. Some unique award categories would be entertaining. Most brain-dead moment, traffic cone of the year. Okay. That's actually, well, it is an interesting idea. If you're a regular, then yeah, you would be able to make sense of those awards. Like, the more... Like, yeah, people that probably don't rock up to the streams as much probably wouldn't get the references, but I actually like that idea. Get some specific awards. The most brain dead moment, I mean, God, I've got a lot of choice there. There's a pretty big pool of moments that I could pick from. The Nets are doing the same things during that Heat game. Well, yeah, I mean, the difference has been in this quarter. The Hawks just... I think the big thing is we're getting offensive boards. They aren't. It's that simple. Like, I look at the box score, and I think they had 12 offensive rebounds at the half. Be very interested to see what it's at now. It's a 12. They haven't had one offensive rebound in the quarter. The Nets, meanwhile, have had a couple extra, but the rebounding edge has evened up. It's dead even. You know, the Hawks earlier in the game were a +9 on the glass. It is now tied up. They're shooting the ball 15% from the field. I mean, that just speaks volumes about which team should win, really. If you're going to shoot 4 of 26 and you win a game, fair bloody play. Man, this is actually... My t-shirt is, like, in a pretty bad spot. Okay, that's better. All right. That's been basically the main difference, though. I mean, everything else seems to be basically the same as it was in the first half. You know, you've got players, like, the shooting hasn't dropped off. The defense has been decent enough. But it's the fact that... It's the fact that there's less possessions for the Hawks to actually, like, make something out of. You know what I mean? Like, you know, the Hawks are missing that first shot, but they're not getting the second opportunity to get another one. You know, to actually make amends for that first miss. And there's been a lot more turnovers by the Hawks in the quarter. Like, the defense has lifted, though. The rotations are better. Joe with the active hands forcing a turnover. It's like we're peeling off our defenders, or we're peeling off the defensive assignments a lot better and zoning out a little bit better. Griffin on the catch and shoot 3. Is the bench going to provide the spark for the Hawks that they desperately need? 91 with 4 minutes left in the third is refreshing. As I said, the shooting has been off the charts today, and the Hawks suck defensively. So, I mean, if there was any time we were going to capitalize, it probably should have been today. Doe! How has he gotten that to work? Doe with the scoop. I mean, I thought he was going to commit the offensive foul because Johnson had planted himself well outside the restricted area, but Doe did well to basically sidestep, and Johnson was moving to try and draw that charge. The Hawks are going to challenge that. That's a fucking loss. That's a huge L. They're not going to win that. He was on the move. Look, I mean, the Hawks are probably grasping at loose straws here. They're down 19. They need something to go their way. I'm going to say that probably doesn't get overturned. I mean, if it's not overturned, the Hawks lose their challenge, they lose a timeout, and they will give away 2 points plus the free throw. He's clearly on the move there. Clearly. Look at him. He's moved across to the left to correlate with Doe's movement. Yeah, that is the most fucking brain-dead challenge if you're the Hawks, man. What are you even thinking with that? They've lost their timeout, their challenge, and they've also given away 2 points and the free throw. Doe has been solid today. So Doe makes the 2, and he's also going to the line. We've scored 93 already to this point in the game, but in this quarter, we've already scored 34 points. And this is very similar to that third quarter against the Heat, where it was just a complete blowout in that third quarter, and it basically dictated the complexion of the game. Doe is shooting exceptionally. 6 of 9 from the field, 3 of 5 from 3. That's everything we ask for from Doe. Everything we ask for. Apart from that, you know, 3-pointer he took when we had a 3-on-1 in transition with Trae Young under the basket. He's been pretty damn good. Griffin picked up his dribble after the shot was not on. He's going to get it back now. Excellent spin. He got completely rid of Royce, but well done by the Nets after AJ Griffin missed it to tap it to our advantage. Dinwiddie doesn't get the bounce, and he's complaining. He's got to get back on defense now. DeJounte and Spence, after not getting a foul on one end, he now wants a review on the other side. He is pretty irate at the call. So, 2:53 to play. 94-74. Dinwiddie with the reach-in foul, and JV is not going to challenge that. He's not that stupid. So, Hawks through Trae Young. Now the switch. Johnson, easy dunk under the basket. Bit of miscommunication there. Very, very relaxed on defense on that possession. We're just going to slow the play down. Dinwiddie's going to let the ball roll. Trae Young is forced to basically run the length to pick him up. Dinwiddie now facilitating in the half court. Looking for McCall. He's still got it, Spence. He's going to get it to Royce. Joe on the catch and shoot 3. That's a good look. Doe does well. And knocked it off at Trae Young. That is incredibly good game awareness by Doe. Wait, did he knock it off his own foot? Oh, that is genius by Doe. He's going to, unfortunately, go to the bench, despite that great heads-up play, but he's recycled a possession when we definitely should not have had an extra possession. Joe had to pass up the initial 3-pointer. Then he takes it off the dribble. Swat by a Kongwu. And the Hawks in transition now. Johnson, who is trailing, gets the ball from Griffin. The driving kick to Griffin again. A bit of two-man play. And Griffin knocks down the 3 and stares down the bench. We're going to get a timeout at the back end of this third quarter. 2 minutes to play. It's a 15-point game. And just because we're up 15, it does not mean you take the foot off the gas. Not at all. Around the grounds, just looking at some other games. OKC down against Indy by 2. Chicago going to blow out the Hornets. Philly are up by 4 and Toronto. That's close. Orlando are up by 2 against Washington. Boston up 15 against Utah. We're up, obviously. The Knicks have slowed down offensively, but are still up 7. Pistons up in the battle for Wembanyama. They're up by 6 against Houston. Probably wanting to lose more than you want to win. And Memphis are beating the Clippers. Alrighty. Oh, the Timberwolves are beating the Lakers, by the way. That's another game. How could I forget? LeBron's actually playing like crap. Man, Minnesota have got 4 players that have scored in double figures already. Mike Conley leading the way with 15. Who would have thought? Alrighty. So Seth Curry, Royce O'Neal, Joe Harris, Clax sitting in the corner right now when Mikal Bridges the 5 on the floor. Bridges gets it here. Off the bounce pass by Curry. Now the screen will be set by Curry. Bridges into the paint. Falling out of bounds. Gives it to Clax. 1-2. Bridges. Quick release. Missed it that badly. Got it off! He got it! Woo! I don't know if that was out of the playbook. He hit it off the side of the backboard, got it back, and shot it from behind the backboard. Then we forced the steal. On the defensive end, Bridges the pull-up three is fouled, and it's going to be shots. I mean, everything's going right. Bridges saved it as it was falling out of bounds, and then the one-legged runner from behind the basket, the backboard, on the baseline. That is incredible. And he looked at the bench as if to say, I am him. That's me. Yup. You can't stop me. So, because it was a foul on the closeout on the three-point attempt, it's going to be reviewed to see if it's a flagrant. I wouldn't say that's a flagrant. Never knew DFS until I heard, yeah. No, him hitting 8 threes in that Mavs Suns game. Pretty incredible. How he just got put in a microwave, that man, in that game. Like, probably one of the, well, I mean, it was an incredibly good run of shooting, stretch of shooting. I mean, granted, I don't think DFS has ever done that in his career aside from that game. So, yeah, that was definitely a VIP kind of performance. You're not going to see that in the regular season, of course. I'd love to see one of those games with him and, you know, wearing a Nets uniform. That'd be pretty fun. But anyway, we're looking at this game right now. Let's not worry about playoff games. Mikal makes the first 2. He's got 1 to go here. And what a third quarter by the Nets, man. If Mikal makes this shot, we have scored 40 in the third quarter. There it is. 40 points for the Nets in the third. Compared to the Hawks, 24. Trey, switch. He's got Clax picking him up on the outside. 1-on-1. ISO possession to the corner for Johnson. Catch and shoot 3 is short. The rebound Clax. And now Bridges will slow the tempo down. Allow numbers to get forward. Mikal, spin, high screen Clax, Bridges, behind the back, step back 3, it's off. Rebound Johnson. Trey, skip past to Griffin in the corner, good vision, Griffin misses the corner 3, and a good concerted effort by the Nets again to get the defensive rebound. Something we stressed the importance of it at halftime, and we have definitely been much better in that department. A huge response was needed, and we've lived up to that. Bridges with the acceleration. The reverse is good. Whoo! That was saucy. Mikal's gonna, I believe we had a foul to give. And Bridges was willing to bite the bullet there. We've got 4 seconds left in the third quarter. Bro, Mikal, that was just... Don't do that. Don't do that to him. 101 points in 3 quarters is something I didn't think I'd be seeing today. Especially given our first quarter performance. That is not going to be allowed. Trae Young was forced into the extra feed, and Johnson wasn't able to release it in time, yet it had expired, I reckon, about 0.5 before Johnson got the shot off. 3-quarter time, and we're up by a very commanding 22 points. I mean, this is life, basically. I'm very much enjoying this. Let's have a look at the box score. Why am I in a dark room now? It was bright before, now I'm in a dark room. I'm not going to change it. It gives off the illusion that it's actually evening here, when it's actually only 10 past 12 in the morning. Okay. Box score time, people. You can see the shooting for the Hawks has just been hideous, bro. But that's not even the biggest problem of the day for the Hawks. They've actually had decent enough contributions. I don't think they've given DeJounte Murray nearly enough touches as he probably deserves. He had a lot of shots in the first quarter and had 13 total. Since that point, he's only had 6 in the next 2. You can see the bench actually hasn't been that bad for the Hawks, but outside of that, nothing much really to talk about. The Nets fixed the rebounding numbers up. We're now a +1 on the glass. The shooting has not really gone down. 57% from the field. Joe's been good off the bench, but the starting 5... I mean, Mikal Bridges, bro. Give this guy, like... Put his jersey in the rafters, bro. He's accomplished nothing with this team in terms of rings, but... He's simply just given this, Nets fans hope for the future. I mean, 35 points in 3 quarters in 30 minutes. That is incredible. And doing it on that efficiency with that many shots is just... It's great to see. But, like, we've got Doe with 16. We've got Cam Johnson with 13. There's been some good contributions. Clax has been perfect from the field. And, plenty of rebounds in there, some vital, strong rebounds. And then you got Spence, who hasn't really shot the ball well, but we needed him to get more involved, and he had 6 dimes in that quarter alone, which is exactly what I'm calling for. Even Royce has been a good facilitator. 6 dimes off the bench, that's pretty good. Pretty good numbers. The turnovers, let me just quickly look at that before play resumes. We also got to the free throw line 7 times, or had 7 free throws in that quarter compared to our 2 in the entire first half. The Hawks still have more, but even that number out. And the turnovers, 10 to 10. So we've evened that number out to the point where there is now no advantage whatsoever. I'm a little bit late on the play-by-play. Let me just actually update it. Okay, so AJ Griffin with an absolutely pulverizing dunk to start this last quarter. It's going to require the biggest of comebacks away from home for the Hawks. Clax looking for Joe. Receives it from Clax. Now Royce, well and tightly guarded by Griffin. And that's going to be an offensive foul. The key is, in a position like this, do not let him back into the game. Full stop. That's off by Griffin. The rebound by the Nets. We can't stray away from what we did well in that third quarter, in what was a complete and utter domination. Johnson weaves through. Curry on the catch from the wing. That's off. The rebound, Murray. See, I reckon Sumner is better. Full stop than Curry. It's that simple. The shot selection's better. The passing is better. The energy is better. The pace is better. The defense is better. Everything is better. I like the box score left up. Just saying. Really? That's one I actually haven't heard. I haven't heard too many people tell me to do that. I just think, like, it's a little bit... It's not jarring. I just feel like... It's like almost like a big reveal, you know, like when someone, like, for example, today, Mikal scoring 35. It's like, how many points has the guy scored? He's on fire. And it's like the big reveal. That's at least the way I see it. But I will put your opinion, like, I will consider your opinion, should I say. Curry from the baseline, a good find by Joe, who has been looking to put the ball more on the floor in this game, which is a welcome sight because when Joe is good, that's what Joe is doing. Offensive foul on Bogdanovic, a push-off, trying to create some separation in the corner on Joe. I like seeing your beautiful face more than the box score. Well, right now you probably can't see it because it looks like I'm in a dark room when I'm really not. It's just, it's incredibly dark outside. It was blue skies this morning. That is a breakdown of sorts. 2 shots coming up for a Kongwu after there was a crap ton of space in the paint. Yeah, you probably can't even see my face today because, yeah, it was beautifully sunny outside about 2 hours ago when I started this stream. Yeah, and now it's just grey and dark in this room. I'm in the stands in the Barclays. Yeah, I'm right at the back. I'm in row Z. Row Z. Whichever way you want to say it. Kongwu makes both. So, why am I behind again in the... Hang on, let me just fix this up. Let me realign this. Seth Curry's got the ball here. Bounce pass to Clax, who rolls through contact, scores with the soft touch. And it's back up to 20. It's been sitting at this margin for quite some time. Bogdanovic, when he committed the offensive foul a possession ago, he knocked down the 3 right after. So if that's a sign of things to come with him just making that 3 right there, I'm not very excited for what there is to come. There is going to be a timeout called by JV. 105-88 the score early in the last. This is a big 10 minutes ahead. If you are enjoying the stream, you know what to do. Make sure to drop a like on it and subscribe as well if you are new. We'll be back for Nets Orlando next week. That'll be the second last game for the Nets. Hopefully by that point we've got the 6th seed well and truly sewn up, and I can start thinking about who we're going to get matched up against. But right now it's about getting the job done because it is still well and truly up for grabs. I don't want to have to play do or die kind of games. I don't want to play games where we have to win or go home at all. I don't want to do that. I want to be able to see a full 7-game series against an opponent and really challenge, which I think we can do. A lot of people are fearful of us coming up against Philly. I'm not scared. Believe it or not, I'm less scared of Joel Embiid because I know what I'm going to get from Joel Embiid. Like, he's going to be good for at least 30 points and probably 12 rebounds every game, but it's about negating the influence, and I think we can do that. I'm not scared about James Harden at all because the foul baiting is not going to work in the playoffs, and I think Mikal Bridges will put him on clamps. I'm actually most scared about, this is a very unpopular opinion, Tyrese Maxey is, like, he scares me most. That he will be able to have a series where he shoots over 50% from field and the 3. And yeah, shooting the 3, averaging like 25 a game. I'm so scared that something like that will happen. Because as I said, yeah, Embiid, I expect nothing less from him. I already know what we're going to get from Joel Embiid. That's just inevitable. But yeah, it's about negating the influence. James Harden, I don't think he's going to get his foul baiting tendencies to work, and his pace is not very quick. Or not quick enough to bypass Mikal, I do think. I want the Sixers over the Cavs. I agree. I would much rather play the Sixers than the Cavs. The Cavs have got a lot of weapons. A lot. Clax would have a monumental task ahead of him, but yeah, I want the Sixers. Dimwitty. Switch. Trey picks him up. Joe. Clax in the middle. He's got DeJounte on him. Oh, he got rid of him! And there's the foul by Okongwu. That spin sent DeJounte to Mars. Clax is pretty slow to get up. Oh my god, that was unbelievably saucy. Oh, that was just... Go home, DeJounte. Seriously, that is just utter humiliation. Oh my god, DeJounte just got sent to another planet, bro. That is never... They're reviewing it for a flagrant. No chance. No chance that's a flagrant. I may be biased against... Or I may be biased, obviously. I support the Nets, but... That's just a basketball play. If they actually say that's a flagrant, I've got nothing else to say. Alrighty. Our defense was elite against the Sixers. I think the defensive thing has changed a lot, but like, because I think the defense is actually worse than it was in the very first few games when we were trying to readjust. And it was, those first few games were more off like feel, like, and sort of adopting systems from experiences at the former ball clubs and just working off what habits these players had. But now they're well and truly, like, they've built a chemistry. They've, you know, had a lot of reps under their belt with this group of personnel. So, you know, like, the situation is a lot different. Do I think we can take them to 7? No. I think we can maybe take 2 games. I think there'll be one game where Mikal just decides to score 45 and that gets us over the line. That's a flagrant. That is actually staggering news. That's when you know things are going our way. They just got a flagrant against them. I don't really know what you want a Kongwu to do there, to be honest. Oh, come on. If that's considered a flagrant, I wouldn't say that's unnecessary. So Clax is going to get the flagrant free throws, which will be 2 shots. He'll also get the ball on the, we'll get the ball on the side. 106-88. This has been ridiculous. This offensive burst of scoring has been sort of nuts. It's been a sight to behold. Clax makes both. And he makes those ones count. Unlike the first 2 free throws of the game the Nets took, which were through Clax. He missed both of those. We return to play. 107-88 the score. Clax looking for Spence. Bogdanovic did exceptionally well to deny it, and then we passed it to him anyway. Bogdanovic with the steal, and Sadiq Bey punishes, knocks down the 3. I'm a little bit scared with this unit that they've got on the court right now. Capella and Collins are on the bench. It is a Kongwu and Bey. The bigs for the Hawks. Trey, Bogdanovic, and DeJounte, the other couple. There's a foul there. This game is well and truly not over. 16-point deficit. That is not by any means safe. With this long left in the game, Mikal is going to come back in at the 8:33 mark. He's got a little bit of rest under his belt after, I don't know, sitting out. Yeah. Sitting out for, I reckon, about half a dozen minutes, if you include breaks and all, with all those reviews that have been happening. Murray misses the push shot. Strong rebound again by Clax. Basically discarded a Kongwu. Johnson, Dinwiddie in the corner. Picked up by Trey. Dinwiddie gets through. The layup is good. And Spence just, I think, screamed, let's go. Because, yeah, the shot hasn't really been falling, and that's bound to bring about a lot of frustration. Trey Young missed another shot. Dinwiddie. Alley-oop! Oh! 20-point lead. Dinwiddie with the find. And I think that's one of the big things that we identified. Oh! Clax! Do not go in there! There's a foul on Dinwiddie again. But Clax, bro, this guy's a man mountain. But yeah, Spence to Clax, that is a name or like a pairing we're going to be, well, we're going to be continuing to say a lot for the rest of this season. Because that connection, I mean, I flagged it when we signed Dinwiddie. Like that cohesion, it's going to take a bit of time for those two to get on the same wavelength. But when they do, it's going to be beautiful to watch. Clax has 14 and 11. He has not missed a field goal today. Trey Young makes both at the line. Spence has been really good. Like, he's responded in this second half as well, because he was very out of the loop in the first half, but he's been really good facilitating in this second half. He's been leading the way. Johnson! How on earth has he gotten that to work? That is in no... They've actually called a foul. He basically dunked the ball despite being denied by the rim. And the Hawks, who were absolute donuts for using their challenge on a moving... on a charge call where their player was on the move, they can't actually review that. And they reviewed that in the third quarter. Like, that was such a questionable decision at the time, but probably an act of desperation. And for calls that actually warrant a review, like that one, where Cam Johnson just got denied by the basket and still got the dunk to go, like... That could be one vital point, but I mean, with a 21-point lead, I don't know if it's going to be a close game down the stretch. Another rebound by Clax. He has been so good physicality-wise in this second half. He has not given any Hawks player an inch in getting an offensive rebound. It's been an excellent response. Bridges in the mid-range over Collins. It does not matter who you put on him. What kind of shot you force him to make, he's going to make it anyway. Collins on the drive baseline. Clax does well to interrupt. The Hawks still recover. And Bogdanovic with the floater. That's good. So 116 points already with 6 minutes to play. This is a Hawks team that cannot play defense for their life. And we're seeing another exhibit of that here today. Clax, Bridges again. Oh my shit. Are you serious? Bro, he's ridiculous, man. This is his third best scoring game in a Nets uniform. He's had 2 40-point games. And he also scored 38 at Orlando? No, he scored 44 at Orlando. He scored 38 against Boston. But he's obviously exceeded that mark now here today with 39. So, 118 points already. This is nuts. Our offense really hasn't taken a hit all day. We haven't fallen into a rut really at any point in the game. The defense has lifted since the first half, and that's been the difference. It usually is. Clax with the first miss. He fights for it on the glass, and he forces a jump ball. So even when he's missing Clax, he is chasing those rebounds up, and that's something that we couldn't say the same for in the first half. That's been one of the big improvements of this half. Unfortunately, the Knicks are winning. Yeah, man. I mean, I am happy to see both New York teams thriving, but I really want the Knicks to lose, to be honest. Just, you know, to make things a little bit more uncertain going into the final week and a half of the season. There's going to be a foul on Bogdanovic, who made Clax fall to the floor. It is going to be Nets on the side again. A 21-point lead, a commanding lead with just under 5 minutes to play now. It's been a really enjoyable game to watch. I also do want to express my gratitude to you all for staying involved with these streams. Clax gets a round of applause as he heads to the bench. I just want to thank you all. For those who have been here since the start, for those who have, you know, joined this Nets journey, or the Nets journey on this channel, thank you for tuning in. Johnson, step back three ain't going to be the shot that you want to take. But I do appreciate every single one of you for bringing, well, some great energy. Trae Young, the step back two is good. Or was that a three? No, it was a deep two. So, yeah, I appreciate each and every one of you for bringing your undivided attention, or, you know, just tuning into the stream and supporting. We've grown significantly, you know, since the start of the season, which began all the way back in October, and we're already... Sorry, I just need to stop my discussion just for a second as Mikal just scores another two effortlessly without really being phased and getting fouled. Just getting hit on the shoulder, and he's like, who gives a fuck? You know, no one's stopping me. He's just got a confidence about his game that is pretty incomparable. Like, he has been absurd with this Nets team. He's had 30 points in basically every second game. He's had a 30-point game. Today, well, he's just had his third 40-point game. I just combined third and 40 together. But he's got 40 right now. Oh, he's got 41. He's getting MVP chance. He's actually smiling, bro. He's actually smiling. Bro, I'm actually like... I cannot believe we have... Like, it seemed like KD getting traded was the end of the world, but it's made things a lot more bearable when you've got a guy that is, well, can score 40 in the way in which he's done today. Mikal can average 29 next season. I'm not even joking. That's not even a far-fetched, like, take. Doe's got a wide open three. He got it! Everything's falling for the Nets. We got 124 now. Mikal Bridges. Dorian's rocked up today. Cam Johnson's been good. There's been contributions everywhere. Clax has done the more intangible things that's gotten us the separation we needed. The Hawks have emptied their bench, but as JV has basically done the entirety of the season, he's still running, you know, players from his top 10. I don't care really now that Knicks fans are bragging about getting the fifth. I don't know what's so bad about the sixth. Well, the Knicks are not going to score at the rate they are doing today. I will put it that way. They have currently got 120 points. They're beating the Cavs, which is, I mean, good for them. Jalen Brunson is 40. They've actually had 7 players score in double figures. So fair play, Knicks. You got a nice little team growing there. But Donovan's even scored 42 points for the Cavs. But they just don't have Jared Allen. They're playing Lamar Stevens at the 5. Or as the Jared Allen replacement. But like, today it's been a game of contributions. Let's just have a a cheeky look at the box score. And you can see, if I just freaking swing it back across, you can see for the Nets, we've had 14 and 12 from Clax. Dinwiddie's had 12 dimes. Doe's actually shot the ball incredibly well today on his way to 19. Cam Johnson scored 16 on above 50%. McCall scored 42. And he's only been to the line 5 times. Like, it's stuff like that. We need everyone to perform. And today, like, 3-point shooting's been good. Field goal shooting has been good. The rebounding, we're actually tied with them. We had... Well, things weren't going our way in that department early on. We've been able to fix that one up. It's all about responses. Like Trae Young is 3 of 12 from the field. He's had a really bad game today. Just generally, the Hawks haven't really brought the energy required for a team who is shooting the ball as well as they are today. And yeah, defensively, they've just been a question mark. But whew, 41 for McCall. And yeah, well, this is his third best shooting game in a Nets uniform, his third best shooting game in his career. I mean, we do have a star on our hands. It's not just a small sample size anymore. Like, McCall has played the best part of about 25, 30 games for us, and he is, well, he's in the top 10 for points. He's averaging about 27 in a Nets uniform, so it's real. The breakout is real. And no, I'm not talking about acne. I'm talking about Mikal Bridges being a star, man. He's real. He is the real deal, man. And we just need to put the right pieces around him. Nobody knew after the KD and Kyrie trade that we will be in this position. I think given where we were standing, I think it was expectation we made the playoffs. We've emptied the bench. We got Dayron, we got Cam, we got Sumner, we got Utah. All the JV rejects are in the game, with Royce, who is basically loved by JV. 3 by Holiday's off. Rebound is off hands. Moses Brown's coming in. Are we seriously seeing a Dayron Moses Brown lineup? Oh my god, this is something I did not think I would be uttering this season. McCall is a more durable, younger, slim Reaper. He's got a lot of traits that resemble Kevin Durant. I will say that. He's not Kevin Durant. He's not as good as Kevin Durant before you cut to that conclusion. Shot clock violation. Royce had he knocked down a wide open 3, but yeah, it's not going to matter because of shot clock violation. But who's going to the bench? I believe it's Royce. So we've got a lineup. This is just funny. 2 minutes 30 to play. I mean, I know it doesn't matter now that we're up 23. We're not putting this lineup out in meaningful minutes, but we have got a lineup that has Moses Brown at 7-2 and Dayron Sharp playing the 4. What a sight. The 3 is off by whoever the frick that is. There's 2 white guys on the floor that have tattoos. For the Hawks. I mean, finding one in the NBA is pretty difficult, but we've got 2, on the same team playing at the same time. It's like there's 2 auto-generated players, like, just running around on the floor. I mean, that's practically what's going on here anyway. Like, Moses Brown looks auto-generated as well. Where you basically, like, oh my god. Where you basically, like, auto-fill all the... not autofill, auto-generate the player as your my player. Dayron the bounce pass to Sumner. He airballed a fucking push shot. McCall's mid-range jumper looks very similar to KD. I think it's the arms that are the illusion. Because his arms, like, are lengthy. Like, he is Slender Man, basically. If you know, you know. But... like, that guy, it's just so satisfying when he knocks down mid-range 2s. It gives me the same satisfaction as watching KD. When he was knocking down mid-ranges effortlessly. Dayron tried to, absolutely put a a Hawks defender on a poster, but he actually got swatted. It's going to be 2 shots. I believe it was Bruno Fernando with the block. Met Dayron at the summit. Trey was horrible. He was. Today he was horrible. He never really got going. And in the first half, when, you know, the Hawks actually didn't play too badly, Trae Young was a -20. And that was the case at the halftime break. I think it was a -20. And he had, what? Yeah, it was a 4-point lead to us. And he was a -20. Like, you know, that's the difference right there. We're in the final minute, though. This has been a great win by this team. I mean, we called for a response at halftime. We got it. The job was done in the third quarter. Much like the Heat game, Cam missed the turnaround J. Forrest, Holiday, wide open 3 for Matthews. He passes it off. Back to Matthews as they work their way around. Fernando in the corner, got by Brown. The reverse is off. The putback is good. And, well, that'll do it. There we go. Job well done. We now have a 2-game lead over the Heat, which is actually 3 because we have the tiebreaker over them. Huge. Huge. We got the job done. 107-124 the final. And it was convincing in the end. I see why Moses Brown has been getting cut every time. It's often the case with really big, like, tall players. Like, they're basically tree trunks. They can't move. They're tall, but, like, that's only valuable if they don't need to move around. And they can just camp under the basket. Yep, 2 games up on Miami, but as I said, 3 games because we have the tiebreaker. So even if we end on the same record, we will be higher than Miami because we have the tiebreaker over them. So that is a very, very good position we find ourselves in. It's awesome stuff to see. Awesome stuff. And let's have a look at the box score. I'm not going to keep this thing going for too much longer. I'm just going to have a look. If you are leaving right now, make sure to log into your virtual diaries because no one has actual physical diaries anymore. We have 1 game we're doing a watch along for left in the season. It is the Nets taking on the Magic next weekend, basically this time. It's the same day, so if you're leaving now, make sure to remember to tune in. That is the last opportunity you will get to see one of these watch-alongs in the regular season before we move on to games with more high stakes, larger implications. Carlton has got GWS's ticket today. I'm very excited for that game as well. But we're talking about the Nets for the moment. I don't want to get carried away. I don't want to move on to another team that hasn't even played yet today when I want to ride, I want to ride a wave of good energy. We won a game, and we won a very important game. We look at the box score, the Hawks never really got their shot going. You can see that they had some decent enough contributions, but when you've got players like John Collins and Trae Young combining for 5 of 22 from the field and 0 of 11 from 3, that's 2 key players in your, the makeup of your roster not playing well and playing abysmally. So if those 2 can't get going, well, then you got a problem. DeJounte Murray only taking 15 shots, I think, was a crime in this game. He needed to take more. Yeah. Okongwu was good off the bench. AJ Griffin wasn't too bad, but that is the situation with the Hawks today. Overall, we got out-rebounded, but it doesn't really matter. I mean, when it mattered, we were able to even up the rebounds. You look at the offensive rebounds for the Hawks, they only had 4 extra. We had 9 in the end, but the rebounds, we got a lot better. Being physical, that was the main message at the half with regards to defense, with regards to boxing out, getting to the free throw line. That was another thing we did well. We got to the line a lot more than we did in the first half and remained disciplined. Turnovers, I said I wanted to see less than 13 and we got 12, which is exactly what we want. And that was another reason why we were able to reinforce the lead considerably because, you know, we weren't throwing away easy possessions to the Hawks. They weren't getting fast break points and such. So overall, a great win. But the main talking point today is Mikal Bridges, who once again just continues to surprise people, basically making 2 shots for every 3 he took. He hit 5 threes. He scored 42. That's his 3rd best scoring game in a Nets uniform. We had some great contributions around him as well. Doe, who he hasn't been great, admittedly. This was a game that we needed the role plays to rock up for. He scored 19, shot the ball well, 4 threes, had a couple offensive in there, and also had a steal in there with a block. Yeah, TMI plus 32. Jesus Christ. Mikal was a plus 30. Everyone in the starting 5 was a huge plus. Cam Johnson was good with his playmaking and his, you know, just ability to work things out on the fly. There were a couple times where he utilized the Euro step incredibly well. Offensive rebounds was a big thing in the second half. Clax was really good in there. Only missed 1 shot. He ended up with 14 and 12. 5 dimes is an underrated number. But when your 3-point shooters are knocking shots down and Clax is forcing the defense to collapse, then, you know, those looks are going to open up and there's going to be plenty of dimes on offer. Spencer Dinwiddie, speaking of dimes, had 12 of those in the 3rd quarter. He did a really good job of facilitating and looking after the ball, something which is very hit or miss with Spencer Dinwiddie. And, you know, sometimes there's games where because he isn't shooting the ball well or he's not getting enough shots up, he's very inclined to shoot the ball way more than he should. And today he did well in being responsible. He only took 9 shots. He took the second least out of any player on the team. And in a game where shots were falling for other players, it was the most sensible decision and idea for him to do what he did today. And he did a great job of it. It was a very sensible performance after starting the game really slowly. Off the bench, Joe was good in the first half. He hit 3 threes when we needed to hang around, and he was all right. Yeah, I mean, like, you know, 9 points or whatever it was, 11 points is pretty good by Joe. And Royce with his facilitating was pretty good as well, and provided some good, you know, good minutes, just role player kind of minutes. You know, you do your job. It doesn't really get applauded too much. It really gets swept under the radar. But I appreciate what Royce did today in multiple aspects. Overall, shooting the ball pretty well. Rebounds were good. As I said, turnovers all right. But that's going to do it from me. We know the importance of us winning this game. I mean, the standings show it. The Knicks ended up beating the Cavaliers after they just stunk up the gaff in the last quarter. The Lakers are beating Minnesota. They've turned that game around. Memphis, they are up on LAC. Indiana beat OKC. That's a huge win for Indiana. I mean, actually, no, it's not a huge win for Indiana. It's a huge loss for OKC because they needed to win that, especially toying with danger. Boston beat Utah, so they push a little bit closer to Milwaukee after blowing them out yesterday. And we've got Denver Phoenix is probably the game that's most intriguing to the casual basketball viewer for the rest of the day. So overall, that's going to do it from me. Thank you for tuning in, everyone. We'll be back in a week's time for Nets Magic. That'll be the last one of the season in terms of watch-alongs, and then we'll be doing a little bit more. Yeah, we'll be doing a little bit more stuff in the postseason if we can, if we have time, if the time suits. We'll be on it. But until then, thank you. Stay safe. We'll see you soon. I forgot what the catchphrase is. Is it it's not a foul? Oh no. I get it now. All right, that'll do it, everyone. Thanks for tuning in. Make sure to drop a like on the way out and subscribe if you are new and you want to see more. But until then, where's the foul? Where's the fucking foul? All right, goodbye. Peace out, fellas. We'll see you soon. Bye.